So you're decorating for fall, but you don't want to spend a bunch of money. We're all on a little bit of a budget these days. We're going to take a look at some of the things you may already own or are inexpensive to purchase to use as your fall decor. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Delina. So thankful for all the new subscribers that have come in the last few videos. So thankful for you. So thankful for my YouTube family that comes and shows up every week to spend some time with me. So we're going to talk about, last week we talked about looking at in the bins of what we already have for fall. So once you've done that and kind of looked at, okay, I have this, I have that, here's what I'm lacking. I encourage you to take a look at some of your decor that you probably haven't used in a while and reimagine it, okay? So number one is, you know those foam pumpkins or wood pumpkins or resin pumpkins, pumpkins. You can paint those, okay? You can either spray paint them or you could take some craft paint and paint. I had a bunch of white ones and they're okay. They're not kind of my thing anymore. I took some raw sienna, some burnt umber, and a little bit of cream paint. And I went to town. I just sat down, I put on a YouTube video and sat with the brush and just painted them. And I'll tell you, it saved me a ton of money. Don't be afraid to paint those pumpkins. I have actually taken some, hang on, I will go get one to show you. This was a chrome colored, okay, pumpkin that I purchased for $2 at a thrift store. Loved the curly Q vine. Didn't like the chrome. It was chrome with a black vine. So I brought it home and I thought, okay, I already have some of those wood pumpkins from Hobby Lobby that I love so much. I did my faux wood treatment and this is what it looks like. And then I took some rub and buff and did the stem. So it matches the other ones that I have. And I'm sorry, I didn't film it. When I paint projects or those little like tedious little things, I call those my relaxing DIYs. Those are the ones that I'll sit in front of the TV in my jammies, no makeup, dogs around me, and just do like crafts. And I really should be better about, as a content creator, filming that. But sometimes you just don't want to break out the camera or fix your hair, because shorter hair, I love it for the ease of how fast I can style it. I hate the fact that I have to get up every morning and it looks like I was electrocuted, or I've become part of the porcupine family, because it's here, there, everywhere. But that's a side note. Shorter hair is not necessarily easier to deal with. But like I said, paint those pumpkins. Y'all know that I'm going a more neutral look this year with the kind of the beiges, the burnt umbers, that kind of look. So white pumpkins just did not, yeah, I see what you see behind me and he's going to get in trouble. Finn, get down. You are not, you do not belong up there. Get down. Go. If you're owned by a cat, you know. My floral arrangement has been redecorated several times because of them. They get up there at night when I'm not around and get in trouble. And for those of you who are going, ew, your cat on the table. I washed my table before we sit down and eat there. So don't freak. Don't have a cow. Cats are impossible to train. You can try all you want. If I catch him, I try to make him stay off of it, but they kind of do what they want to do. So, pumpkins. Okay, let me set that one down. Second one, baskets. How many of us have a ton, and I mean a ton, of baskets? You go to the thrift store and get them for really cheap too. So there's the other option. If you are not on that side of having a ton of baskets, you can go to the thrift store and get baskets all day long in various forms and colors and you name it. So what I have done this year, last year I did the Crocs down the center of my table as my centerpiece. This year I am doing baskets. So what I'm going to do, this is not done, okay? This is going to be, when I go to decorate the dining room, we're going to do it together. So this is just a start of that. So I'm going to turn my camera around and I'm going to show you what I've done so far. Okay. So I have this basket with the wooden handle that my friend Chris absolutely loves. You'll see I've added some greenery that my cats have decided that I need to fix. Like I said, these are a bunch of pumpkins that they're just miscellaneous pumpkins I've thrown in there. Now this is one that I painted last year in a watercolor kind of situation with the green. So like I said, don't be afraid to, do those. Now this basket, it looks a little sad on top because they love those little spiky yellow ones and they take them out of there constantly. But again, these are all the florals that I'll just take them all and it'll be in my head. It's as if I went to a flower market and bought a bunch of them, stuck them in a basket and brought them home. And then I added 2 of the raffia kind of pumpkins that I got from Dollar General. And then you see here, I have another basket that was a Dollar General basket that I've turned on its side, not done. Another basket again that they've taken the doily out of, but I glued that all together so they can't make off with all those little acorns and things. Hey, another one. Oh, hang on guys. Okay, as I was saying, if I'm standing in front of the table, it's like a beacon to them. Normally, if I'm sitting in the living room, they don't get up here, but occasionally at night. But if I'm standing here, they make a beeline for it. Now, again, just a bunch of baskets together. You can use them, let's see, where else do I have them? This is my hook rack, peg rack, above where I did the blooming lamp. Now, what I've done up here is I've just got some green eucalyptus and I've got some rice stems from Walmart that I've hung upside down to look like faux herbs or, that kind of thing. And then over there, those I got at the thrift store, but they're originally from Hobby Lobby. And again, turned them upside down and hung them as if I was drying them. And then just a bunch of baskets. And it makes such a great statement. It brings warmth to what would otherwise be a very empty space. So, number 2 was basket. Okay, before we go on to number 3, if you're enjoying this kind of content, consider giving me a thumbs up, a like, a hype. Join my YouTube family and see what we get into. Next week, we are actually going to go around the house. Now, I'm going to show you some of the home projects that were very low cost to us, but made a huge difference. There is one that $0 and it made a tremendous impact just by switching it out. So you don't want to miss next week's video. Now on to number 3, trays. How many of us have trays of all different kinds? A tray goes a long way. It can hold a vignette. It can be on a coffee table with some pumpkins and some candles, and that's all you need to do. I have a basket tray that I have used. It's quite large. I thrifted it, and I've used it on top of my refrigerator. And I'm going to show you what that one looks like. This is a very large basket tray. But now, if I had taken that and not done that basket there, first of all, the pumpkins would have been everywhere. Second of all, I've hidden the risers in there so you cannot see them. And it's just, it adds warmth and texture up there. This is on top of my fridge for those that are new. I don't have a cabinet above my refrigerator. I treat it as open shelving. If you can't pull a vignette together and it just feels like it's disconnected, try putting it all into a tray. Makes such a huge difference. A wood tray, like it's a wicker, I'm trying to think off the top of my head, a glass one, gold if you're into the gold. Sky's the limit. It's depending on what your taste and your style is. So again, and they're cheap. You can find them all day long in the thrift stores too. So that was number 3. Number 4. You can hear the cats going nuts. Okay, now, can you guess what it is? We've done pumpkins, we've done baskets. What would be your next thing that you would use if you had a ton of it in your home? Waiting. Put it down in the comments what you think number 3 is. I'm going to say it's art. Okay, we have a ton of stuff up on our walls. Hobby Lobby, when they run discounts, you can get fall stuff for your walls. I change out my art to reflect the season. I don't do all of it, but I do enough that it makes a statement pretty much. I will go royalty free, which means you can print it off yourself. Etsy, you can buy prints very cheaply, and if you don't have a printer, you can have them done at Walgreens, but always check for a coupon because most times you can get a 50% off, or, you know, at least around there, 40, 50, sometimes 70 to get something printed off. And in a frame that you thrifted, because you know I'm all about buying your frames thrifted, it makes a beautiful statement on a table, in a hutch, on a wall. I'm going to flip you around and I'm going to show you some of the artwork. Okay, this is in my kitchen above my spice rack. Like I said, a lot of these things you're going to see later. And I had the oval one up there from Hobby Lobby. I love it. It's moody. I don't necessarily do pumpkins to scream fall. I think of mood. I think of colors when I think of fall. Landscapes, things of that nature. I have a pear up there and a still life. And it adds so much. Now I'm going to take you to the living room. This is my gallery wall above my couch. We've talked about that was a print that I made and had printed out as a poster. So again, if you have a large piece of art, I had a swan in there at one point. But you see, nothing pumpkin. Okay? It's a feel. I don't like cutesy. If you love that, that's cool. It's not my vibe. I prefer something that, you know, like I said, you get a feel or a mood from it. Here's another one that I just changed out that does have pumpkins. Again, not done. This is my hutch. Haven't even started on that. So, again, art. Throw blankets. Throw pillows. I thrift mine. Sometimes I can get deals on Amazon that they're exceedingly cheap. I'm sorry if you hear the cats. They're going nuts right now. I'm playing in behind me. It's life here in my household. So I will have a few blankets. I have like a cream colored blanket. I have a sage colored one for like spring. And I have the one that I thrifted that is kind of a brown color. It's not brown per se, but it's got like a lot of yellow in the brown. So think about throw blankets. I've shown you one of the throw pillows. Now I change out my throw pillows. My couch is very neutral. So that allows me to change out my throw pillows for the seasons. So I love doing that. In fact, I will show you some of the pillows that I have on there now. This is the one behind it I've shown you. It's fantastic. I absolutely love it. I should probably buy a couple more from Amazon. The one in front of it, I thrifted. If you ever thrift a pillow, if it has a cover that you can zip and wash, and then I actually throw the pillow insert, I spray it heavily with Lysol, and then I'll throw it on high heat in the dryer. And it kills anything that could potentially be in there. And then again, I have just a sage colored one here at the end. And then if I swing you around, trying to be very slow about it, I have a dark olive green one that I made out of placemats that I got in the clearance section of Hobby Lobby. I do that a lot. I will find a placemat that I absolutely love and I will sew it, and it's instantly a pillow cover, a lumbar pillow cover. Okay, you get a bonus one because girl can't count. I lost track as I was filming. And so you get 6 items that you may own and are budget friendly fall decor. It's real life here. Okay, it really is. I think a lot of us have it is florals. We have a ton of florals. I have a bin of them, and tastes change, but you know what? Reimagine, like you saw that basket where I took them and I put them all together. Those were ones that I'm like, okay, I'm not necessarily going to use them as the star of a tablescape per se, but together they make a nice statement. Florals. You could go to Dollar General. I showed that the last one. Hobby Lobby, when they run their deals, are fantastic. Especially if you catch them at the end of the season when the stuff goes like dirt cheap. That's when you want to get them. I will turn around here and hopefully show you. Now, this is a green wreath that I had. One of these wreaths I bought when they were 90% off, and I just kind of interwove it to give that feel because I like some greenery in my fall decor here in the South. We don't get the color changes and things of that nature, like I've said before. So I like green in my fall decor. So turn those spare pumpkins and florals into a wreath, okay? I am all about taking what you have and doing it in a different way to get a different look, okay? I paint it, glue it, sky's the limit. So those are just some of the things that, you know, I thought I would share for those that are opening up their bins and saying, what do I do now? Think about this. I love a budget-friendly, realistic home. You will not find me going out and blowing a bunch of money on my decor. I just don't think it's necessary in this day and age. Thrift prices have gone up through the roof. I'm not saying they haven't. Your girl is so like, every time I go in there, I'm like, seriously? I mean, Goodwill's ridiculous. We won't even get on that topic. I have to go out of there and like take a couple breaths because I'm like, what were you thinking? Because this is ridiculous as far as prices go. At least mine is. So, well, I hope you enjoyed this kind of shorter video, but you know, the Decorate With Me's are going to start September 1st. That's when we get into the house and I take you room by room and we decorate together to get the look that I've achieved this year. And I know you guys love those. I love doing those for you. But I'm easing myself in, you know, to the fall season. But don't miss next week's because I'm going to tell you we did some stuff in this house and I'm like, okay, I did a $30 project in my bathroom that totally changed it. A $0 in my kitchen utility room that like made a huge impact. So, all right, y'all, I will see you next week. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Bye.